Death is a hard topic to speak on, because many people think about death differently. Some people, the immediate thought of death brings fear, anxiety, and when somebody dies, many people go immediately to grief. And how someone sees death plays a part in how they live their life. Because if you think of death as only negative, then of course you're gonna, flee from it. You're gonna want to flee from it. You're gonna want to, not want anything to do with it. Because everybody alive, even the animals, want to stay alive. And so when you think about death in that matter, of it only being negative, it's not something you want to talk about. Now, say you're in a belief system that doesn't think of it as death, but you think of it as a transition, and that you're just transitioning into a different life, a better life. But then your outlook on life and death is going to be different. Because when a person passes, you're going to think, oh, they didn't pass, they're just transitioning into another life. And so you may think of it differently. And say if a person thinks of it as when somebody dies, nothing happens. That's it. Nothing happens. Well, that's gonna affect how you live your life. Because you're gonna live life as if this life is the only life, and that's it. So you're gonna, day to day, your mindset's gonna be different, because you think after all of this is said and done, there's nothing. And you're gonna react differently when somebody passes, because you're gonna think after they pass, there's nothing. Okay, and then say if you think of death as, heaven or hell. If you're thinking of it in that aspect, it could be good or bad, depending on some kind of action or some kind of outside force. And so it's going to depend on where you think the person in question is going. And so that type of person is going to live their life. Of course they're going to want to go to most likely they're going to want to go to the better of the two options. And so they're going to live their life accordingly, or try to live their life accordingly to get to that better option. If it can be earned in their religion, whatever they're practicing, if it can be earned or if it's given. You get what I'm saying? If they believe that it's given, well, then their outlook on life is going to be different. They may feel like know in their heart they're going to heaven. And so they may have a more cheerful, their outlook may be more cheerful. And when people pass that are also in the same religion as them, they may not be so mournful. They may be cheerful because they believe that person is going to a better place. And that also might prompt them to try to recruit others, because they want other people to believe what they believe so they can go to that better place as well. Another idea about death. Say a person believes that when a loved one or somebody passes or transitions or leaves, say they believe they're going to see that person again. Well, that's a different dynamic. Because if you believe you're going to see that person again, then that's a good thing. That means this person doesn't believe that after death there's nothing. They believe they're going to see the person in question again. They're going to see him again. And so when that person leaves this earth, it's not so bad. It doesn't feel as bad. They don't think of it as bad, because they're going to be like, yeah, they're leaving now, but I'll see them again. So it's not, their grief isn't the same. If there's any grief, it's just not the same. So depending on the person's religion or beliefs, how they live their life, it's going to affect how they live their life.